Hey everyone, LC here, coming at you with a fun fact. So, today, since we're going to be talking all about my mortgage, I was doing a little research and came across a very interesting fact. Did you know that the word mortgage, loosely translated from the French, means death pledge? I know it sounds a little macabre, but in all seriousness, death in this sense literally just means death of the obligation. Obviously, not you or me, I hope. But in other words, a mortgage is something you pledge to pay until it's dead, right? Until it's paid off. So that is what it means. Although I will say, I do feel like I die a little bit each month when I see my mortgage payment come out. So in that sense, I don't know, maybe death pledge is more accurate than we would like to admit. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the numbers. So we officially closed on our house April 1st, 2021, and our purchase price was $320,000. Now, that was 10K above the asking price. It was a little unfortunate that we had to bid over, but in all honesty, because of it being the beginning part of 2021, interest rates were low. There was very few homes on the market. We had no choice. And in all honesty, we're thankful that we were even able to purchase a home at that point in time, just because of how crazy the market was at the time. So $320,000 purchase price, as I mentioned. Now our down payment amount was $26,000, and that represented about an 8% down payment. We would have loved to have been able to do a 20% down payment, but in all honesty, it's just not necessary. And, we wanted to make sure that we didn't completely deplete our funds in case there were things we wanted to do with the home, in that first year, which was smart on our part because we did end up painting the house and getting some hardwood floors later. So it worked out really well. So with that in mind, our actual loan amount because of the down payment came out to $294,000. And we are very thankful to have a 3.25% interest rate on that mortgage. So we did go with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and our payoff date is currently set to be May 1st, 2051. So that's just, it's hard to comprehend 30 years from now, but our hope is that, we get to a point where we can start snowballing payments and get that paid off sooner. But right now, with inflation being around 10%, I mean, there's just no reason to throw extra money into our mortgage right now with the rate being as low as it is. So that's the high level overview of how things stand. And each month, our mortgage payment comes out on the 1st. So everything's processed and finalized by the 2nd. So as of last week on October 2nd, 2022, here is actually the breakdown of how things stand with our mortgage. So we sent $504.63 to principal and another $774.88 to interest. And then we do have an escrow account that we pay taxes and whatnot out of, and that was $530.73. So that is how our total mortgage payment breaks down each month, and that added all together is $1,810.24. Now, obviously, this does change each month with each payment. A little bit more goes to principal, a little less to interest, but the overall total is still $1,810 each month. Now, looking at the year-to-date numbers, we have paid $4,985.42 towards the principal, and this stings a little bit. We've sent $7,809.68 for interest. And then our escrow total is $54.34.10. That total amount comes to $18,229.20. So it's good and bad looking at this. Like it's good to know that, you're making progress, you're, getting towards that payoff date, but it is a slow process. And so sometimes it can feel a little defeating. Now, after our October payment, our loan balance currently stands at $285,000. $285,604.14. And at this point, our equity comes out to $34,395.81. So again, it's a slow process, but we are building equity. And like I mentioned, when we bought our home, we did an 8% down payment. Now, with our equity being at $34,000, we now officially own 10.75% of our home. Obviously, the rest is currently owned by the bank. We're co-owners, if you will. Now, because we didn't do a 20% down payment, we do, as part of that total payment we make each month, we do pay PMI, just private mortgage insurance. And I will say that is pretty cheap. That is $57.53 each month. And as things currently stand, if we don't make extra payments or anything like that, our PMI removal date would be May of 2027. So still a few years to go on that, but honestly, $57 a month was not a bad trade-off for being able to actually, purchase a home during such a crazy time. So I do track our home payoff schedule. I have everything laid out over here by month. And so as you can see, I can track, how much of that payment each month is going to principal versus to interest. And then I'm tracking the balance over here as well. And like I mentioned, that payoff date will not be for a long time. We have, a grand total of 360 payments, and that won't be till May 2051 when the balance is zero. So at this point, we have made 17 mortgage payments, and I just have a very simple tracker where I each month color in a house. I just keep this honestly in Canva because it's just easy and free. So now that we've made another payment, I will change the color of another house and we will make that pink. So we now have 17 houses filled in. There are only 56 houses on here, so obviously I will add pages as we go and as we get closer to our mortgage being paid off. It is going to get more and more exciting. Right now, it is just a slow process. But anyways, that is our mortgage breakdown currently. I thought it might be helpful just to see how other people's numbers break down and give you an overview of our rate and equity, PMI, all that good stuff. But if there's anything that I haven't mentioned that you are curious about, please feel free to leave a comment or message me, and I would be happy to either respond or do a follow-up video depending on how many questions there are. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.